What if the moment that was supposed to change a young artist's life forever was actually the moment everything quietly began to fall apart? From the outside, it looked like a dream scenario, a rising star being embraced by some of the most powerful names in entertainment. Opportunities, guidance, access, and protection. The kind of support most artists spend their entire lives chasing. But behind that polished image, whispers started to form. Whispers about control, about pressure, about situations that didn't sit right but were never spoken out loud. Over time, those whispers grew louder, fueled by strange behavior, sudden career shifts, and people from inside the circle who claimed they had seen things they could never forget. What makes this story different isn't just the allegations themselves. It's how many separate voices, years apart, tell eerily similar versions of what really happened. And once those voices began connecting the dots, it became impossible to ignore the pattern. Because this wasn't just about fame or mentorship or even betrayal. It was about how power works.
He's with my man Charlie Mack, so Charlie was with me every step of the way. First out the limo, so Charlie has been with me, 30 years coming up in the business. So, he's surrounded by a whole lot of strength. He's surrounded by a whole lot of love. And all he has to do is add discipline, and he gonna be all right.
It's like Uncle Will, who is best to give you advice, and it's Will Smith, and I'm getting so much good advice. I got my first acting role, Empire, and it's changing my life, and it's like I'm listening from the greatest, and it's like making me well prepared to work with Taraji.
Now, as I said,
I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having with Will.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up. Murder. It was murder.
At first, everything looked like a classic success story. A young artist suddenly appearing in major productions, receiving praise, gaining visibility, and being publicly associated with industry legends. Interviews painted a picture of gratitude and excitement, with the artist describing how life-changing the guidance had been. He spoke about learning discipline, professionalism, and how being around greatness was shaping him into a better performer. To the public, this was proof that the system worked, that talent plus the right mentor could fast-track success. But behind the applause, subtle cracks were forming. Those close to the situation noticed how quickly things escalated and how dependent the artist became on a small group of powerful figures. His world began shrinking to revolve around them. The praise remained, but the independence didn't. And while fans celebrated his wins, others quietly questioned. Not long after the peak of that success, things started to change, and not in subtle ways. Reports surfaced of erratic behavior, emotional breakdowns, and moments that left even longtime supporters confused. The artist who once seemed focused and driven now appeared unstable, struggling to maintain control in public spaces. People who worked with him described someone under extreme internal pressure, as if carrying a weight no one else could see. There were incidents that didn't align with the confident image fans had been sold, moments where it seemed like he was unraveling in real time. And while many brushed it off as the cost of fame or personal issues, others felt there was more beneath the surface, something unresolved, something forced down for too long. The industry is quick to label these moments as meltdowns. Then came the voice no one expected, a former close associate who claimed he wasn't just speculating, but speaking from first-hand experience. According to him, he had seen things that challenged everything the public believed. He described moments that didn't look consensual, didn't look professional, and didn't look like mentorship at all. He talked about power being used not to guide, but to control, about situations where saying no wasn't really an option, What made his claims explosive wasn't just their content, it was his proximity. This wasn't a blogger or outsider chasing attention. This was someone who had been inside private rooms, backstage areas, and closed-door conversations. He alleged that what he
A career, I'm an artist. I have a lot of things to lose.
We out here on vacation in the Bahamas. Another beautiful day. Check it out. Check it out. Boom. I want to talk to y'all for a minute.
His nose was bleeding. He in the corner screaming, balled up, right? Like I could feel his pain, like he had been forced to do something.
Surrounded by a whole lot of strength. He's surrounded by a whole lot of love. And all he has to do is add discipline.
That's how I was able to see the tapes. This is why she think I saw them. And I saw some things that were unreal. And I saw celebrities on the tape. I opened the door to Dwayne's dressing room. And that's when I see Dwayne. There was a couch and Will was bent over on the couch. Jada, listen, in 2 weeks, if you don't sue me in 2 weeks, if Tasha K will have me, I'm back here and I'm dropping evidence, period. You said I extorted you. You said there's a money shakedown. You said a lot of things about me. And you know that the things that you said were untrue. Let's get into a little bit more of it. Jada runs Will, period. Me and her at war. I'm gonna put Will to the side. Will is to the side. Me and Jada, I will say this because I know you're watching. Mm-hmm. I know Karen Tense is watching.
Who's Karen Tense?
That is her PR person for years.
Okay.
Right? I know they're watching. Jada, you're a bald-head liar and you're a drug addict, right?
Oh, God.
You told the world that you were going to sue me.
Ooh.
As of yet, and you said you're going to do it swift. It's been over 2 weeks. So Jada, I'm giving you 2 more weeks to sue me. If you don't sue me, this is what's going to happen. All the sex parties, right? And the men that you hit with dildos, I'm naming names, right? All the salacious stuff that you have done and hurt other people, I'm naming names.
What happened next raised even more questions. Instead of a long investigation or a calm dismissal, the response was immediate and aggressive. Legal threats were issued. Statements were released. The message was clear: retract the claims or face consequences. But what stood out most was the speed. In an industry known for silence, delay, and carefully worded responses, this reaction came almost instantly. To many observers, that urgency felt telling. Why move so fast if the claims were baseless? Why not ignore them like so many others before? The insider didn't back down. Instead, he doubled down, insisting that if legal action was truly coming, he welcomed it. He claimed there were documents, agreements, and evidence that would surface if pushed. And that's when the situation escalated from scandal to standoff. Because now it wasn't just about what was said, it was about what might still be hidden, and whether anyone was prepared for what could come next. As the controversy grew, attention returned to the artist at the center of it all. By this point, his career had nearly vanished. Roles dried up, public perception shifted, legal troubles mounted. He no longer looked like the promising talent people once rooted for. Instead, he appeared exhausted, disconnected, and lost. Many fans asked the same question: how does someone fall this far, this fast? Some blamed personal choices. Others pointed to mental health struggles. But a growing number began connecting his collapse to the environment he had been placed in so young. When mentorship ended, so did protection. And without it, everything he had buried seemed to surface at once. His behavior mirrored that of other former child or young adult stars who had passed through powerful hands and emerged broken. And once again, the industry moved on, leaving another cautionary tale behind. As if the story wasn't disturbing enough, other figures stepped forward with claims that echoed the same themes. They spoke about private gatherings, hidden agreements, and young talent being introduced to situations far beyond their understanding. One name, in particular, became known for publicly calling out industry abuse, alleging that this case was not isolated, but part of a much larger pattern. She claimed there were recordings, legal discussions, and even attempts to prevent lawsuits through intimidation. While not all claims were verified, the consistency was hard to ignore. Different people, different times, same structure. The same powerful names repeatedly appearing at the center of controversy. And suddenly, the story wasn't just about one artist anymore. It was about how many others might have gone through the same thing and never lived long enough to tell their story. So now the question remains, was this simply a tragic series of bad decisions by a young artist? Or was it the result of something far more calculated, an industry that rewards silence and punishes those who break it? Why do the same accusations keep resurfacing around the same circles? And why do the people at the top always seem untouched, while those beneath them spiral publicly? The truth may never be fully revealed, but the pattern is there for anyone willing to look closely. And as more voices grow louder, one thing becomes clear. This story isn't over, not by a long shot, because when power is involved, silence is never accidental, and eventually, it always cracks.